Okay, shh. I don't know. Wait, can we just... Hi everyone, I'm Taylor.
I'm Noah.
And this is ARC, which stands for...
Aspiring Runners Club. We're back at it.
And we're going to be talking today about all of the races that we've done this year. We made a goal at the beginning of 2022, well, at the end of 2021, to, in 2022, do a 5K every single month together. And we ended up doing it, and even more actually, we did more than a 5K every month. So we're going to be talking about all our races, how we did, what we thought of them, and our goals for next year. So let's get into it.
January, our first one was the I Love the 80s 5K. The course wasn't anything crazy. It was like an out and back, but it was pretty good. I liked it. And
There was a proposal that I almost ruined by puking.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, I almost puked. I started gagging, and then I realized that this guy was proposing right in front of me, like as I was finishing.
Yeah, just as she was finishing, awkward. She was slowing down because, sprint through the finish line. And this guy kneeled down, and Taylor was coming through, and she almost ran into that. I'm probably in the proposal pictures. Yep,
so.
most definitely.
In the month of February, we actually started off with a half marathon, because in December we had done our first marathon together, so we were still in shape from that, so we decided to sign up for the Publix half marathon in Fort Lauderdale.
And going into it, it seemed like stuff may have been against us, but at the end of it, we both ended up pretty much getting PR. We didn't really get to warm up. We were waiting in line for the bathroom.
I remember the whole race, I was just weaving in and out of people the whole time. And usually with a big, like a really long race like this, it really spreads out a lot. And it did not really spread out much at all. So probably wouldn't do this one again just because of how crowded it was, but it was a good race for both of us. We both got really good times.
One of the other things that made this race just really awesome was the whole packet pickup experience. That's just a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But it was really funny.
This is already going to be a long video. But it was something. It was really fun, but it had some stressful moments.
Yeah, to try and sum it up really quickly, Taylor was driving. We ended up getting lost a little bit. We were almost running late to the event to pick up the packets. Once we got there, we got our packets, and there was just some funny people there. And then after the packet pickup, we also stopped at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Get to the packet pickup earlier in the day. Don't wait till literally an hour before, because you might get lost and almost miss the packet pickup. So because we did the Publix half marathon in February, we decided we didn't want to spend money on another race because half marathon is relatively expensive. So we didn't want to spend money on two races, so we decided to do our own 5K so that we could still do a 5K every month. And we did our own 5K, which we named the ARC 5K.
Yep.
And we made each other bibs and medals, and Noah's sisters and our friend Sammy also joined us. It went pretty well. I did better than I thought I would do, which, I mean, looking back on it now, you'll see later, like, how my 5Ks progress and degress. But like, seeing the time now, I'm like, I remember I don't feel like I was trying that hard on this one because it was just our own 5K, and I still got a really good time that I probably couldn't get right now if I tried. So
for our March 5K, it was the Race for Faith 5K, and overall another good race. We both ran rather well. Taylor actually PR'd in this one, which was pretty exciting, just the third month in the year and getting a PR.
That was your last 5K as a 20-year-old.
Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then funny story about this day is we did this 5K in the morning, And then little did no one know that we were throwing a surprise party thrown by his sisters for him
Taylor.
later in the day. Yeah, I did help invite people and all that, but yeah, and he didn't know. Yeah, that was one of the most fun days of the year, I'd say, because it was just anytime we did a 5K and then had like plans together throughout the day, it was always like my favorite days of the whole year.
That definitely we came quick to realize was something like whenever we had these 5Ks, like Taylor just said, we would always, for some reason, it would just be like magical, I swear.
It was so fun.
We would have a perfect day that day.
Next race is, we actually did our first Spartan race in April. So it was a sprint Spartan, so it is technically a 5K, but it's with 20 obstacles in it, so we didn't count it as our 5K. But it was our first 5K, and we did it together and with his sister Chloe. So shout out Chloe the Puke, let's go. We all stuck together for it. We weren't focusing on time at all, so it was just for fun, plainly for fun. But then right after that, we signed up for another one, which you'll see later. But we signed up for another one like immediately after we did this one, pretty much, because we had so much fun and it was a really good time. Next 5K was our April 5K, because we did not count the Spartan as our 5K. This was called the Mary Murray Scholarship 8th Annual 5K. It was a really small 5K. There was, I don't know how many people there were there, but a lot of the people
like
were
under
walking.
200.
Yeah, and then more than half the people were walking it, so there was not a ton of competition, but that made it good for us because we both ended up getting first place for our genders. That was really cool experience for me personally. He's kind of used to that. He's like, whatever, just another 5K for him. But for me, it was a little different because I've actually never done that before. And I ended up getting my overall PR. And then they gave us chocolate chip pancakes right after and breakfast. And I'm still upset though because they took pictures of us together because we were both like the first male and female.
But they
never posted them anywhere. I've looked so many times and they've never posted them. That is one of my favorite memories overall when it comes to these 5Ks, just because that was my PR and I remember them being like, here comes our first girl, like that's so cool, and I just felt like a girl boss. So one of my goals for this year was to do a 10K, and I did one at the beginning of May, and I had never done a 10K before. I had done literally every distance up to a marathon. I did this 10K. I didn't do as well in it as I wanted to. I just woke up that morning and I knew I just had this feeling I wasn't gonna do well. I just wasn't feeling the running mood. This is kind of where my running kind of declined for the rest of the year, and I didn't do as well for the rest of the year, but I still did it. So and I now have goals to do more 10Ks because I feel like it's a pretty good distance for me.
I guess this one's mine.
You can talk about this one.
So going into this whole video, we were talking about how we would talk about our favorites and least favorites and all that. And for me, this was definitely on one of the lists. However, there's another one that competes for my least favorite.
Just ignore any screaming you hear. That's my brother.
It was at this race, as well as probably sometime in April, where I started feeling it. My body was just not doing well. My legs started getting messed up, my knees especially.
We should probably mention that also in the month of March, we decided to do a running competition.
About that.
That's a pretty big.
Yeah, we gotta rewind.
Rewind a little bit. In the month of March, we did a running competition that was supposed to last for the whole year, but it really was only in March pretty much. But anyway, we did a running competition, which you can actually find on my YouTube channel.
Shout out
at Taylor Jakovich. I'll put a link in the description.
Put a link right here.
Yeah. Put a link in the description for that video. I'll put a link in the description of that video
Here.
Okay, don't say that because I don't know if I can do
done
that.
By herself.
But in the description is easiest.
Don't do
that. So Link in the description if you want to see that video on my YouTube channel. We did a running competition in the month of March to see who could run more miles in March, and we went really hardcore, especially at the end. Just go watch the video. I don't want to explain too much, but we ended up running the most miles in a week that we've ever run before.
So going into the 5K, I ended up pretty much walking all of it and just trying to jog some, but I really couldn't because my knees, again, were just really messed up.
Yeah, I did okay at that 5K. Not like a PR, but again, looking back on it now, I'm like, I wish I could get that time now. But at the time, I was like, oh, I wanted to do better, but it's not a great time. I did okay, better than him. That was my first time beating Noah, so that was a plus for me.
Yeah, that's true.
If I didn't beat you in that, that would have been really sad.
That would have been.
So, the month of June and July, we ended up doing our own 5K because over the summer, I don't know if it's just a Florida thing.
Yeah, I think it may just be our area. We just may be unlucky.
They do not have very many 5Ks or races in general over the summer in South Florida. So we could not find any races that worked for us in June or July. In June, we did our own 5K at the same place where we did our February 5K that we did on our own.
I believe we started like in the late morning, and if you're in Florida, you know it just gets hot quick. So that wasn't to our advantage at all. And
the bugs thought my hair was a lot longer back then, but I had my hair in a bun on my head, and I remember I was timing him because I ran and then he ran. And I was timing him, and the bugs were just attacking my hair because they thought it was a nest or something. And it was just torture because I did not do well at this one. It was hot. It was disgusting. The bugs were so bad. And then July, we decided to try to change it up and be crazy and do a 5K on a track, which I thought it would be fun. I had like different ideas of how it would go. Not a good experience for me.
Yeah, she got unlucky again somehow with the weather. When I did mine, it was still about the afternoon, getting close to the evening and sunset, but the clouds were out and it was covering the sun. But once Taylor got up to run hers, the clouds went away, so she just got real unlucky with that. And like Taylor said, just running around the track, it just gets tiring and annoying really quick.
Here comes August.
Is this for me?
Sure. Take it away.
Okay, so this was August. The 5K was called the Iguana Man 5K. And overall, it was a challenging race. It was actually a pretty tough race, but that's because of a little backstory. The night before, we were just hanging out with some friends because it was the end of summer and everyone was about to get back to school and just get back into their own lives. So we wanted to hang out one more night, and we went out to dinner and we were just hanging out and partying, and we just stayed up really late. And obviously 5Ks are early in the morning, so those two just didn't go well together. So going into the race the next day, we both just weren't feeling it. We both were tired, and we both just did not do well in this race. And this was one race where we both could say we were just happy to be done with it.
I almost threw up right before the race, and then we both almost threw up after the race. We just were hurting really bad.
Very bad.
But it's a funny memory now. But at the time, it was not funny. He was actually got mad at me because I was like filming it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But it's funny though. Yeah. Another thing that I should mention that we did in August was we also did our 24-hour challenge, which is actually on our channel. Go find it. In the ARC channel, the link will be in the description also. September, we're gonna call this the worst 5K ever 5K. It shouldn't even be called a 5K because it wasn't a 5K. What was it called? The Night Nation Run. It was at the Raymond James football stadium, which sounded so cool, which is why we signed up for it. But I thought it would at least be through the stands or something. It was not. It was just on like the outer part of the stadium. It really was barely even through the actual stadium. It was mostly through the parking lot and the parking garages. They had the lamest photo stations. They did not have any of the other stations they were talking about. They said they had some sort of light stations or neon stations. Yeah. They had like a section after where they brought everyone and they put a DJ at the front, and it was like, it looked like a rave or something, or like a concert. The party, we thought maybe would make up for the fact that the 5K was so terrible. And the party was worse than the 5K, okay? The 5K wasn't even a 5K, and the party was somehow worse than the 5K. The DJs, horrible. Playing all remixes. The second you think they're gonna play a good song, nope, remix. Yep. And it was the worst remixes, the worst songs ever. It was so bad. There's all these sweaty, weird, creepy people around you. Don't do this 5K, I'm begging you. It is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your money. Don't do it. Thank you for coming to our rant session.
Yeah. This is our October 5K. And right off the bat, I'm just going to say this is probably my favorite 5K that we did. This one was very cool, personally for me. It was a trail run. It was out in Central Florida.
Apopka.
Yep, out in Apopka. And it was, like I said, a trail run. It was out in the woods. I believe it was called the Black Bear 5K. And it was such a great time. It was so memorable.
The last mile of the race was uphill.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not joking, it was literally uphill, like on an incline. But I think considering how difficult the course was, we both got really good times. And the weather was great. I did throw up right after this race, but that was just on me. That was just, I was having a weird morning. I almost threw up in his car, but that's...
They had like a kids run after. It was just really cool. It was
He got
such
a bear.
I got a bear.
That was meant for the kids, but he got it, snagged it.
It was just such a really, really fun time.
They could have donated it to kids in need, but no, he's got one. So.
It was... We're going to cut that out. It was just a really great time. And...
So, month of November. Turkey trot. Would you expect anything less for the month of November? No.
Of course not.
No. Okay, so we did this with one of our members of ARC.
Sure.
His sister Sarah. And yeah, I mean, not much to say about this one. It was kind of just, after you're doing them, like, for literally the whole year, they kind of start to look the same. So this was kind of one that was just like, it was on pretty much the same course as a lot of the other ones, and it was actually literally the same exact course as the one that we did in December, but it was right by the beach. The weather was okay, not much to say about it, but we both did alright. I don't think either of us did great, but we were kind of at this point like trying to just like find a 5K to do to like finish out the year.
This was one of our races for December. We had a 10-miler, which is this one, a Spartan, and then our last 5K for the year to complete our goal. So this is the first one, the Space Force T-minus 10-miler. It was a good race overall. Once we got there, got off the shuttle, we had to walk, and it was windy and cold, and I don't do well in the cold. I get cold more easily than Taylor, 100%. So on the way just to walk to the starting line, I was already getting cold, and we had still an hour, I think maybe over an hour plus until we started, and I was just freezing. And the sun was not up yet, so that was not a good start for me. Taylor was pretty fine.
I was.
She was enjoying herself, you know?
Well, on the flip side, I get hot really easily, which is not a great thing when you live in South Florida, but before the race we were cold, and he was more like freezing than me before the race, but then while we were running the race was really hot, and I think that affected me more than it affected him. The sun was like beating down. There was not a single cloud in the sky that day.
There was no shade on the course.
Yeah, no shade. It was just on a straight rode almost the entire time. Yeah, much hotter than we expected for a December 10-miler.
It's December in Florida for you who don't know.
I mean, he reached his goal. This was your first 10-miler, right?
This was my first official 10 miles.
We actually, the day after we did the 10-miler, we did another Spartan. We did another sprint one, so it was a 5K, and with the same 20 obstacles, but it again was just super fun, and it was really rough because I think the 10-miler did affect us more than we really thought it would. Like, we knew it was going to be hard, but we didn't realize it was going to be this hard. Because we've done hard things with running. Like, we've done the 24-hour challenge. We've done, like, half marathons, a marathon. We've done, like, really difficult running stuff. So we thought, you know, doing a Spartan race the day after a 10-miler won't be that crazy. It was pretty crazy. So, our legs were pretty sore. And we decided that we wanted to just see how good we could do on our own. So we went our separate ways on the Spartan, and he reached his goal. I was like just shy of my goal time-wise. I think the Spartans, for me personally, I would rather do them like with people. I think they're more fun that way. It's not really super fun doing it by yourself. I think kind of the whole point of Spartan is to do it with people.
Yeah.
And be like a team. He finally got his rope climb.
Yeah, when we did it our first time back in April, we both had missed some obstacles. Mine was the rope climb, and you missed the monkey bars. But both of us had beat them and conquered them this time around.
I'd say even more than the soreness, the fatigueness got to me. You're not meant to do 10 miles and then do a physically demanding activity the next day. You're supposed to take a rest day, but we didn't, and it like caught up to us.
Yeah.
And to end our career in doing a 5K every month for the year, we did what was it called? The Jingle Bell Jog in Delray. It was everyone dressed up as Santa. We didn't wear our Santa suits because we were trying to get a good time.
So it would have been nice to have done exceptionally well and got a PR or something. But I think we were both satisfied with just getting our race in.
Yeah, so, I mean, we didn't end the year with PRs, but we did do our 5Ks every month for the whole year, and it was really hard. Yeah, I know for me, as of what our running careers look like for 2023, since 2022 is coming to an end, I know for me personally, I am definitely going to keep running, going to try to keep up with the long distances. Oh, big announcement though. For the end of the year. Big announcement for ARC.
Boom! That's where the animation is.
No! There's no animation! We have been accepted to do the Cherry Blossom 10-miler in Washington, D.C. So that is a race that we are definitely going to be posting about and doing in April 2nd of 2023. We're going to be doing the Cherry Blossom 10-miler together. I'm going to keep running. I'm definitely going to be trying to train and get a better time on my 10-miler with the Cherry Blossom 10-miler. I'm going to be taking it pretty seriously, as serious as I can. Anyway, tell them your plans.
In my plans, I am definitely for the first half going into 2023, so probably from January to June. I'm going to try to just gain more muscle. And go to the gym more, so I'll probably be leaning back on running. I'll obviously be running the 10-miler, the Cherry Blossom 10-miler, but I'll probably be there more running to help pace Taylor. I don't even know if I'll be able to run like that. I'll as it comes close to the 10-miler, I'll be doing some running to just make sure I could handle the race and everything and run with Taylor. But besides that, I plan on taking a little break from running itself, and that first half is definitely going to be focused on going to the gym more and gaining more muscle. And then after that, I think I may be getting back into running because we got to figure out some more races to do. Because I'm not done with running. I just have some other fitness
This is a
goals.
retirement video. He's never running another race.
We've still got races that we want to do, so I'm not done from running. Just gonna focus on some other fitness goals that I have right now.
More ARC content in 2023, though.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for that.
It's coming.
Challenges for sure.
Coming.
Things
Till
we
next
did.
time. That. All right. Keep everything awesome.
Thanks for doing all them races with me.
Yeah. Until next time, we'll see you in our next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Clink. And we drink. Right here.
Okay, you're not the one editing it, so I don't need you to tell you where it is. No, it's over here.
And appear and go away.
No, yeah, it's gonna be animated. It's gonna fly in, and then it's gonna do a backflip, and then there's gonna be an explosion right there.
That's right. She's good like that.
No, I'm not
She's
good like that.
She's humble brag right here. I'm telling you.
Mm-mm.
She's
that would
very
take
humble.
me forever.